Hello, everyone, and welcome to the STC Grand Resurgence 2025. I'm here, Nugglei, commentating Marbles versus Tachankas. Um, a pretty, a pretty even match, I'd say. I think Marbles is still a favorite going in, but both these players, they have a shot of winning. I think it'll come down to Marbles' consistency and mentality. Let me post this in chat. Okay. This is just warm up. This isn't an official practice just because I give them some time while I get everything set up and ready to go. So we're just taking all 2 minutes here. Okay. Okay. Tachankas is recording, so his touches might play an effect on the outcome of the match. I think Tachankas also does have a bit of a ping advantage as we saw in the start there. You can see controller movement versus PC movement. He just seems to lose a little bit on each, but I'm not sure if that's due to his controller or just less experience on this map. Marbles seems to be pretty clean throughout. Uh, Chanchank is actually going to the right of that tree, which is interesting. We kind of saw in the quals that a big weakness. Oh, but Marbles does not finish. A weakness of Chanchanka's is actually just getting to know the routes and the world record strats. Okay, Marbles is gonna take all the practice he needs, which may be smart. Um, Going back to practice the tunnel. Okay. And we are officially heading into round one. As I said, Marble's definitely the favorite, especially on this map. Oh, but Tachankas doesn't go for his right of tree approach. I don't know if he learned or if that was just a fluke run, but he's going to have the advantage. Marble's getting a bit of time in that one section, and through the tunnel, he's about 0.1 ahead. And it ends with a tie, 19-5. Wow. Round 2. Tachankas with the tie. That's actually going to be pretty favorable for him. If Marbles doesn't improve his consistency, he can definitely take advantage of that. But Marbles just gaining time on every turn. It's going to be a 0.1, 0.2 lead here going to the ending. And a 0.4 to a 0.6. Round 3 here. After that, oh, that ping differential. I hope Marbles is recording, but for now, Tachankas is gonna. Oh, but he DNFs. He could have taken advantage of that, but we'll see if Marbles finishes out. He does with a 19.6. Both players, interestingly, not having like meta Arthro at all. As you can see, both of them. So that may lose them a bit of time, but in this battle, I'm pretty sure it's kind of evened out. Round 4 here. Marbles just with the better line. Tachankas loses a bit there, but keeps up relatively. Oh, I thought Marbles failed there, but it's another 0.1 difference, 0.4 to 0.5. This is already a very close match. Round 5 here. Tachankas is going to want to make the most of this opportunity. And also, for clarification, this is Marbles and this is Tachankas. Both their names aren't really represented, so maybe I should have cleared that up. But another 0.4 to 0.6 for Marbles. He's going to take that as we head into Frosted Fortress. Okay. Frosted here. Marbles again, I believe, is favored, but I'm not sure what Tachankas can do. He does seem to have a lead, and while Marbles does overtake, it's still a very close race. But Marbles just gaining time throughout the map. Tachankas. Oh, that was weird. Marbles, let's see what he finishes in this practice. 0.5. That's decent. Oh, I bet that part, especially for a controller player, can be surprisingly difficult. Oh, no, he bonks the crystal. Going back for practice, which is smart. I don't know why he's going backwards. It's interesting. I hope he doesn't go for that in the actual rounds. Heading into practice 2, Marbles. He seemed to get his consistency Marbles seems to get his consistency down after Emerald's practice, so if he can maintain that, that'd be very good. Camera angle might be a little... I'll just do that afterwards, never mind me. Ooh, Marbles gonna take the death. Tachankas ended up behind the end zone. 4 practice too. Marbles, especially this part, can be very tough to get consistent, but he seems to be able to safety it pretty well. Oh, what? He's going for tree jump. That's interesting. We're heading into round 1. Round 1 here. Marbles putting up better times in the qual, but consistency will be the telling factor. And Tachankas is actually having the better start. Marbles needs to gain this time back, and he is slowly chipping away. It's about neck and neck. He gains time on the crystal. With a better approach there, just keeps shaving off a little bit of time, but it's still a close race. Marbles with a better strategy. Gonna be a 0.2, 0.3 difference going into the end. 0.4 to 0.5. Wow. My God. Round 2. Oh, Marbles dies at the start. Tachankas is going to need to take advantage of this and finish a clean run. Doesn't have to be super fast. Anything will give him an advantage here. He seems to be going for pretty safe lines, but that crystal was surprisingly clean. Heading in. I think his strategy just to play the map is so it's pretty consistent, and he ends with a 36-6. And Marbles practicing tree jump. Okay, he is gonna finish out. I don't really. Okay, so he's gonna take the DNF. Marbles, I don't know why you're trying tree jump and then going back to finish. You know, this just seems kind of counterintuitive. But either way, Tachankas actually with the advantage going into round 3. He's really going to want to get some decent runs down, which he has been doing, just to stay consistent. Marbles has a better start. Marbles definitely wants to finish this run out, as it'll put him in a great lead in terms of times. Great run here from him. You can see already a pretty big gap. I'm not sure what happened there. He just lost control. And Tachankas with the 36-7. Marbles trying to climb up the brick wall. It seems to be barely possible. I don't know if that's worth it. And he takes the DNF. Marbles with 2 DNFs out of 3 runs, but he does have the advantage on time. So even if he finishes mediocre runs for his standards, he might take the win purely based on that. Round 4 here. This is crucial for marbles. And Tachankas locking in a decent average right now is just going to want to go all out for like a 0.4, maybe even 0.3. Marbles slightly safetying the start, which is smart. Tachankas having the lead going into this turn. Tachankas with a better turn. It's neck and neck. As Marbles has a much better crystal. Oh, but Marbles bonks there. Tachankas again with the lead. He's changing back and forth. Marbles, it's neck on neck. We'll see how this ending goes. 0.6 to 0.7. Wow. As I said, Tachankas with the advantage going into round 5. Then we are going to head on to Mystical Gorge. Oh, Tachanka's going to take a death early. This will not be affecting his average. So, Marbles needs to finish out. Oh, he doesn't. He bonks there. He needed a 36-6, I believe, and that might be still possible if he gets a really clean ending. Bonking that really hard, losing a ton of speed. And Tachankas is going to take Frosted Fortress. Ooh, and he takes the DNF to finish out the map. 1-1 going into Mystical Gorge. However, I feel for Gorge is a more consistent map, which I think any map that's more consistent is actually going to be an advantage for Marbles, as that seems to be his biggest fault on Frosted. Sorry. Ooh, yeah, Tachankas saying this is his worst map. So these practice runs are going to be crucial. Marbles dying. These practice runs are going to be crucial for him to get this map down, to fully understand this map. He does seem to know Crystal Strat, which is good to see. But I don't know if he has the best avatar to steam jump for that section, which if you haven't, it can still be okay, but if you have an avatar that can't steam jump, it's just going to be awkward. It's going to be more difficult. I'm not sure either of these players have great steam jump avatars. So it'll be interesting if we see anyone get caught on that section. Both players taking a lot of practice here. Yeah, especially they seem to be practicing that section quite a bit. And Marbles keeps failing there. Taking that a little too risky. I wonder how his strategy will change in rounds. Again. Wow. As you see there. The step section, I'll call it, really, for players with non-meta avatar, can be a surprising choke point. Oh, he got that down, got a little bit of a boost off the slope, losing him time. Seems he's going to take all 2 minutes here. Might be smart considering the inconsistencies. Definitely not as consistent as something like Emerald, which was definitely his best performance so far. Going into practice 2, both competitors again probably just wanted to take quite a bit of practice getting everything consistent for them. Practice 2 here. Well, maybe One of them just wants to finish a run because I know it just kind of helps to finish like at least one of your practices for confidence. We'll see what Going Postal is doing on a pretty decent run. Might have had a few mistakes. Oh, okay. Seems like he's not opting for this strategy just to see what time he gets. That Xbox movement. He's taking that very safe if he goes for that line in rounds. Compared to Marbles, which takes that section in particular very tight. Oh. That's an interesting strategy. Yeah, Marbles. He needs to learn that maybe you shouldn't jump off that one specific light, maybe going one down, jumping off the dark. I always jump off that compared to Marbles going one board earlier, which seems to make him a lot less consistent at this part. Just jumping a board earlier than usual is going to make that jump. It's going to make that jump harder to land. Then it's also going to be more likely to get a boost off of this slope, which can just end your run if you're not careful with it. But if he hits that clean, then it's a very nice line. He'll probably gain a lot of time on Tachankas. He's going to take the full 2 minutes again. We have sent... he's on the dark before that board. That is 2 boards before where world record goes for it. So that's a pretty odd strategy for Marbles. Not sure if that one round was like a mistake, but I hope he doesn't opt for that kind of jumping off of that board. Round 1. Equal at the start. Marbles with a slightly better crystal, maybe. Both of them hitting that clean. None of them with the boost. Tachankas with a slight lead. Tie, 0.2. Wow. Again, if Marbles can get his consistency down, which he seemed to do on Emerald in practice. You know, in practice on Emerald, he wasn't doing too great, and then for rounds, he locked in. But Tachankas actually with the lead going into the Ooh, Marbles hitting that really tight. As you can see, his strategy pays off if he does hit it. 0.1 to 0.3, there might have been some lag going on there, but Marbles is going to take the advantage heading into round 3. Okay. Tachankas just is going to want to finish some 0.2s, 0.1s right now. That's what's most important for him. Oh, with a sort of wide start. He's going to need to make up this time somewhere, and he bonks at the steps. Marbles, he seems to makes the bridge to slope a lot, getting it consistent in rounds 0.1 to 0.6. Tachankas is going to need to pull something together to take this map, but it is not out of the realm of possibility. Round 4 here. Oh, but Marbles, see? Marbles is going to bonk that. Luckily, he already has a decent average locked in, so it's not... Oh, but yeah, Postal gets a weird bounce off that rock. He seemed to fly off that rock, which I've not seen in a tournament match, so it is unfortunate, but 20.5 for Marbles. And it's not completely impossible, but Tachankas is going to need a really fast run here. it's nothing impossible. A really nice round with a really nice, end lag is a 16-0 territory, which I think is what he needs. And where's Frozen? Marbles, if he finishes a 0.1 here, will definitely lock in the map for him. Tachankas is going for kind of safety lines, which is an interesting approach. And they both get 0.1. So I wonder what Tachankas would have done if he just took that bridge section a little tighter, if he took the ending a little smarter. But ending with a 0.1 for both, it's going to be out of a 0.1 win for Marbles. Frozen. Both saying they're not super experienced on this map, or maybe not experienced, but out of practice. Both of them, I mean, they're not able to get the steam. So it'll be interesting to see, because this hasn't been used in world record since 2022, I believe. It's a pretty outdated strategy for me. So I'm excited to see how they go about this, because I forgot all the sort of the intricacies of this section. Yeah, this part, this was a huge. This part, if once you're not able to steam it, it's basically the only part that matters, which is, it's not entirely true, but it sort of feels that way, and it's really easy to mess it up. Like, you can just get something like that, which loses a ton of speed, or you can hit it really clean, which, we're already talking about maybe half a second gain there, which you just can't really gain a ton of time for the latter half of the map. This whole map, this whole section here can only gain, a couple frames at best. Maybe if your opponent has a huge mistake in like slope seals, you can gain a few 0.1s, but on your individual time, there's not much you can do after this section. Both these competitors take quite a bit of practice, which might, for a map like this, where they both feel they're inexperienced, might be the strategy. Oh, and we just saw Tachankas clipping out. That's awesome. As we go into practice 2 here. Both competitors wanted to get the side slope consistency down here. As you can see, they're not really hitting it super clean, but that means it is sort of equaling out. It'll make the map definitely very interesting. But Marbles with maybe a slightly better ending. Both of them stopping to get more practice in. Marbles with better arms definitely has the ability to get a super tight end compared to Postal, which he can still get a decent one, but Marbles definitely has the advantage for this ending section going into the end zone. Which, after this side slope, that slope right there, the end zone's really the only major choke point. If you could somehow get a steam and just fly off into the end zone, it can lose a ton of time. Tachankas getting a flick, ending his practice round early, unfortunately. Ooh. It seems these Marbles may have figured it out near the end of that practice. You want to be parallel with the slope to lose as little time as possible there. Going into round 1 here, both competitors seems pretty inconsistent at the side slope, but If they both safety, they're both equal, which will make the remainder of the map the decider. Marbles with maybe a slightly better start, but Tachankas holds his slight advantage from the ping. Ooh, and Tachankas is gonna flick. That's unfortunate. So I suppose that'll be a DQ, DNF. It doesn't matter too much as his run is already destroyed. Oh, but Marbles. 26-2. I'm not sure if that's... I'm not going to count it as a DQ because I don't... It's more of a weird slope interaction. But... maybe STC staff will DQ that later on. I'll keep that in mind as we progress through the map. It didn't seem like a flick. It was just, you know, one of those, you can kind of soar. I don't know how to word it exactly, but you can kind of soar up slope sometimes. That may be what happened there. Into round 2. Both of them finishing pretty slow runs. Going to want to get something down. A 25-5 even. Something like that would do wonders right now. And Tachankas gets the flick again. That is interesting. Because he obviously that is how we died in the second practice. So something about his strategy right there is just not working out. Marbles is going to take a 25-9. Not the fastest run, but he's actually, you know, finishing compared to going postal, getting 2 slow runs. And I'm going to count, I might count that as a DQ again. Just maybe STC's staff will change that. I'm not sure exactly what to do. As with the death, it doesn't affect his run too much. Going into round 3 here, Tachankas is really gonna want to, you know, safety that section. And if he gets a flick, it's just over for his run. It's over for this map in general. So, okay. He seems to have lost quite a bit of time compared to Marbles actually going right of that side slope, which is a very, very smart, a very smart safety strategy. It doesn't lose too much time. And if he can finish out a 25-6 to a 25-9, Marbles getting the advantage and frozen. You know, Marbles already locking in a solid, like, 25-9 average. That's definitely doable for Tachankas if he, you know, doesn't get any more flicks, doesn't, you know, DNF another section of the map. But if Marbles, you know, finishes another decent run in that mid-25 range, it's likely over for Tachankas on Frozen. Oh, whoa! And Marbles just jumping into the water there. That is a pretty... I know he's mad about the mistake. And Tachankas finishing another 0.9. If Marbles DNFs this next round and Tachankas stays consistent with these 0.9s, that'll be a tie for the map. So Marbles is going to want to finish something here. Anything better than a 26-2 likely might take Tachankas out of contention for this map. Round 4 here. No, round 5, sorry. Misspoke. Marbles dies there. This is all on Tachankas to finish out a nice run. And he gets that sort of clean. Not a huge time loss. If he can finish this out straight, you know, even a 0.8 would actually win him the map. So, making sure he hits the end zone, not taking it too tight and missing is crucial here. He gets a 0.8 to win the map by 0.1. Okay. As we head into Taiga, the decider map. Wow, Tachankas taking that by 0.1 is really... Taiga being the decider for the last map, Shane versus Icy Man, where we did see that it's very inconsistent, which... Yeah, Marbles having definitely the better Taiga player here. I mean, he has R6 first set 19.3. So that is a really, I mean, compared to what I assume Tachankas' skill is on Taiga, that's definitely, he's definitely the heavy favorite here, Marbles. But Marbles suffering from consistency, especially in maps like Frosted and, you know, kind of DNFing quite a bit at the end of Frozen here. He's on an inconsistent streak. A map like Taiga is not going to be suiting him very well right now. So we'll see how that affects him, you know, being such a heavy favorite on this map in specific. You know, being the R6 world record holder, he might not be fully accustomed to the R-throw strats. As you know, R6, I believe, jumps on that little rock to the side, which loses only a little bit. Marbles may want to opt for that, something he's used to, especially on a map like Taiga in a tournament setting. Okay, both of them not finishing practice one. Which kind of goes to show how Taiga sort of is as a map. I mean, Tachanka's kind of going through, I think he said, like a hangover right now. So he might not have the brightest IQ right now. Ooh. Yeah, Marbles, that part, again, as I said, probably not fully used to the R-throw strategy of jumping up that rock compared to R6. I don't know why maybe he will in round safety the R6 route. Ooh, and Tachankas is, I mean, it's been neither of them finished at all in practice one. It's 50 seconds in, we haven't seen any finishes in practice two. Taiga being such a, this is what you kind of expect from Taiga, but at the same time, it's a dash of skill. Oh, both of them wanted to practice getting good wind. It's getting windless consistent is such a, it's something that you sort of have to learn and fine-tune it, especially for newer or less experienced players. It can be actually sort of tricky to get used to how you kind of hug the wall, like, to get, you know, no wind. It's something that once you are used to it is pretty consistent, but if you're not, just is pretty frustrating to learn. And I think Marbles maybe figured out maybe he should opt for that R6 strat of jumping on that patch of snow right there. No, it doesn't seem like. Maybe if he starts out the map with a few bad runs, and maybe he will. 2 minutes expiring there. Going into round one. Both competitors really, I mean, a lot of their practice was just spent on, you know, fine-tuning everything. Ooh, Marvel's actually with a pretty clean start here. but Tachankas isn't too far behind. If Tachankas gets better wind... Ooh, he does not. A 19.5 from Marbles. Good 20.2. Both competitors finishing out decent runs in first round, which is what you want to see. Round 2 here. Marbles actually the worst start to Tachankas. Takes that cave a little better. It's about neck and neck. Ooh, and Tachankas misses that stone. 0.1 to a 0.213. Marbles still with the advantage. 2-2. He just needs one solid round here. Probably lock in the win for the match. Round 3 here. Tachankas with a better start, but he goes around the lantern, which just loses time to Marbles. And he doesn't go for that rock strategy anymore. Instead decides to safety and go around. But if Marbles can finish out a nice round here, a 19.6, that might do it. 19.6 to a 20.5. Competitors complaining about maps. That's awesome. And going around that just loses him time. And, you know, right now what he needs is fast runs right now, which, you know, he is playing it safe, which, ooh, 19.8 to 20 flat. Playing it safe might seem smart, but at the moment that's not really what he needs. He needs really fast runs right now. Round 5 here. See if Marbles can put together another fast run to get a great average. But Tachankas obviously needs something really fast to even have a chance. Ooh, Marbles maybe losing a bit of time there. Ooh, oh, he tries to take that too tight. To a 20.2 from Tachankas. He's gonna die there. Ooh. Okay. To a DNF. That is a win for Marbles, 3-2. I did predict Marbles would win going into this match. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully I'll see you quite a bit today. Saturday, we're going to have some really exciting matches going on. So, I hope to see you there.